And away we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with yours truly, your host, P Dog Night. I've got my reparations coffee ready. And I'm ready to go. Good morning, everybody. Let's say a quick shout out to Tarai Deos. Good morning. And this is a new name I haven't seen yet. Ezub. Ezub, you're new. Nice to have you here. I got Hate Camel, Tarkata. That's me. I'm P-Dog Knight. Max Del Rio, Johnny Hellcat. We got a bunch of people here already, so that's a good thing. And I'm ready to get started. So let's see. I'm just reading the chat right now. So Sinatra posted a new Riley video. How long until his next stroke? I'm just saying that I don't know what that means. Strike, you mean? Yes, strike, not stroke. We're not talking about what's the dude name from 90210 that just passed away? No, not Luke Perry. I don't know. Hey, Captain Brambles. Hi, just stopping by to say hello. I have to head off to work. Hey, that's okay. Thanks for popping in. You can check it out later. And Green Badger Outdoors, one of my favorite Wisconsinites. I'm going to be in Wisconsin next week, by the way. And who else is showing up? Oh, Luke. No, not just like Luke Perry. Oh, you meant stroke, just like Luke Perry. No, you meant strike. Come on, man. All right. Hey, hey, Jason Burns. Good to see you too. All right. I'm going to Perry. Wait a minute. Perry. It's P-E. What does the word Perry mean? Like to parry something. P-A-R-R-Y. Let's look that up. Not Luke Perry, but parry. Parry is a verb, isn't it? Let's see. Definition. Parry. Okay. To ward off a weapon or blow. To evade or turn aside something. Transitive verb, to ward off. Dodge. Okay. So, yeah, not Luke Perry, because unfortunately Luke Perry could not parry the stroke that he had. And it's really sad because I think Luke Perry probably is one of the good guys in Hollywood. Kind of kept a low profile after 90210. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this. This is not normally part of my show. But anyway, so welcome to Morning Night Live. We're here every day, roughly 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern, 3 p.m. GMT. And what's awesome is I'm starting to see a lot of new faces show up in the chat as we do this show. And that just means more and more people are watching. By the way, if you want to help that out, right down there, that little arrow that says share, you can click that and share this out on your various forms of social media. Or you can also just, here, let me see. That's the wrong thing. You can retweet my tweet that I set out, which I'll put in the chat one more time. 1, 2, 3, poof. There it is. There you go. I think that's right. No, that's not it. Close enough. Here, let's do this. Let's do one more. We're not going to have any boomer most today. I'm just going to, that is the Twitter one. So there we go. Poof. I think I did it twice. All right. So, hey, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here. Looks like a couple people have already retweeted. The Hate Camel's already put that out. So let's go. Now, the title of the show today, I kind of came up with it on the fly. It's not fair because a lot of things we hear about in today's society is about what's fair. What is fair? And so there's an interesting article out. It was out yesterday. Some of you may have heard about it regarding Google. By the way, I'm going to say hi to Sean and to Irish Rose. Hello. Nice to see you here. Okay. Regarding Google, and because, a lot of people at Google think that the world's not fair for women and things are just, James Damore got fired for talking about women in tech and how, maybe just some of the reason there's not as many women in at least certain areas of science and technology because they just choose to do other things. And hi, Jenna P. Hi, Grillin' Pete, Pirate Pete. Man, everyone's here today. I love it. All right. So, and we're talking about why my title's It's Not Fair for those of you who just got here. Well, there's an interesting story in the news about Google yesterday, and we're just going to jump right into that. Google moves to address wage equity and finds it's underpaying men. This is great. When Google conducted a study recently to determine whether the company was underpaying women and members of minority groups, it found that more men than women were receiving less money for doing similar work. The surprising conclusion to the latest version of the annual study contrasted sharply with the experience of women working in Silicon Valley and in many other industries. In response to the finding, Google gave $9.7 million in additional compensation to 10,677 employees this year. Men account for about 69% of the company's workforce, but they received a disproportionately higher percentage of the money. The exact number of men who got raises is unclear. But the study did not tell the whole story of women at Google or in the technology industry more broadly, something that company officials acknowledged. Well, how do you know? Have you done the same test throughout the technology industry? You might be surprised. You know, it was funny because I was watching a video about a couple years ago when they were talking about this, and you had this young black woman and this young white man talking about the wage gap, and both of them had so that what they were going to do. They were going to talk about what their perceptions of the wage gap and how, you know, women are paid less than men. And in the end of the video, they were going to reveal each other's yearly wages to each other. And they're in the same type of job, in the same industry. And when they flipped over their cards, the young woman was making like $120,000 a year, and the young man was making $97,000 a year. And it just kind of flipped the both of them were kind of flipped the whole script on each of them. It was just kind of a funny thing. And so this little thing with Google is they're going through and figuring out that they were underpaying more men than women. Here's my theory on that. And oh God, I almost just said it. I almost just said, as a person of color. I can't believe I almost said that. Here's the point I was about to make. You know, in the last 30 years or so, I have never ever had a hard time finding a job. And part of it is because I'm a pretty smart fellow, and I'm pretty good at things that I do. When I pretty much anywhere I decide I want to work, I really work hard to be the very best person there so that I can be of value to whatever, you know, endeavor I'm doing. But there's also an interesting phenomenon, and I told this to my son because, you know, my son is a mixed race person. And my wife always used to, well, when we first got married, my wife asked me, that would be Lady Boomer, she and I were discussing this, and she asked me, you know, well, how are we going to classify our children when we have them, you know? And at the time I made the joke, well, if they're looking for a scholarship, we will classify them as black. If they're looking for a job, we will classify them as white. Now, that was just a joke. It was a joke, and my wife thought it was pretty funny. And we both thought it was funny. That was a joke I always made. But to be honest, you know, now my son's brilliant. My son is going to be very wealthy someday. He's a talented athlete. He is a very, very good student. Been on the dean's list every semester at his university, and he's on the dean's list in computer science, which is not an easy major at his university. He already has a job lined up for when he graduates, and he's going to be making. He's starting out where I was well into my careers. I mean, he's going to be making a lot of money. But I always thought, you know, going back to the story about the woman and the man, and the black woman was making about $23,000 more than the man, is that when you find, there are plenty of black people who understand this. If you are talented and you are a minority or a woman or a any of those so supposedly marginalized communities, the sky's the limit because everyone's trying to make diversity hires and things like that. So if you're a really super talented, a super talented black woman, for example, everyone wants to hire you because, one, it helps their diversity. Two, you're talented. And three, it gets them off the hook for looking racist. Anyway, so I wish people would understand, especially in the black community, that, you know what? It's not that you're not oppressed. You have opportunities. You have mega opportunities, and you just don't get it. But anyway, so let's see. Okay. Hello, they're starting to get to you. No, P-Dog, no. Oh, because, yeah, I almost said that. As a person of color, I hate that phrase. Anyway, so, Google's denied paying, Google's latest pay analysis was conducted as the company defends itself against accusations that it systematically underpays women. It is the subject of both a Labor Department investigation on gender pay inequity and a potential class action lawsuit covering roughly 8,300 current and former female employees who say the company pays women less than men who do similar work. Well, I guess they found out otherwise. And that's the case in point. I think a lot of companies like Google, like these other tech companies, I don't think they pay women less. I think they pay women or minorities more, because you have to get a really highly talented minority to come to your company. Hey, if I, let's say I wanted to work for Google and I'm a super talented programmer, for example, top of my class from a big school, and very proficient in whatever it is that I do, and I'm a black guy, I know damn well that everyone wants to hire more minorities. I can negotiate a higher salary than the average white guy that they want to, that they're trying to get rid of. I hate saying that. I mean, I'm sorry, but you know what? We need to learn that. And it's not, okay, so, and thus the title, it's not fair. But you know what? Hey, if people are smart, they take advantage of whatever they can. So anyway, Google denied paying women less, but the company, which had $110 billion in revenue last year, acknowledged that compensation among similar job titles is not by itself a complete measure of equity. Wow, the company, they're starting to figure out that people who do different jobs get paid differently. People who work different number of hours get paid differently. People who do different amounts of production get paid differently. Imagine that. Wow. What have we been talking about when it comes to the wage gap for years now? The people who insist on talking about the wage gap when they say, 77 cents on the dollar. No, it's people who do different jobs. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. But anyway, that's kind of funny that Google finds out that they're actually not underpaying women. They're underpaying more men than women. So there you go. I find that quite humorous, but it's not fair. It's not fair. By the way, as I transition into the next story here, I'm going to remind you of a programming note that we talked about yesterday, because if you weren't here yesterday, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. If you weren't here yesterday, you would not know this already. But because my son's basketball team is going on to the second round of the NCAA basketball tournament for Division III, Friday's going to be another day with Lady Boomer. Yes, we're going to stream all the way from the Twin Cities to beautiful Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And so we're going to do one of those all-day streams. So if you guys got questions you can think of, start writing them down now. We'll answer questions. We'll talk about whatever you want to on the road, because I can't look at articles while I'm driving. So, and plus you'll have the entertainment of the lovely Lady Boomer. Sarah, I'm sorry that you can't be here. Did you just leave? You got to go. Have a great day. Thank you, Sarah. And I appreciate you. Oh, by the way, Sarah just put the link to Streamlabs under there. Hey, looks like we're going to be traveling for at least one other weekend, and that's some expenses that we weren't expecting. So I don't mind shilling a little bit. So anyway, we're excited for the NCAA tournament. My son's team last year, let's put it this way. The University of St. Thomas had won the conference championship 13 years in a row and made 13 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament. And last year was the first year that last year broke the streak. They went 14-13, had probably one of their worst years in 25 years. And so them coming back, winning the conference championship, they didn't win the conference tournament, but they were 22-4 for the season, and got an at-large bid for the tournament. Then they come in the first round, win big in their first game, then beat the #1 team in the country. It's looking pretty good for us possibly to go all the way again this year. His freshman year, they won the national championship. So losing the conference last year was pretty devastating for the seniors last year. And so my son is a senior this year with two other guys that are seniors, are really, really proud to be able to get the team and back to where they were with their leadership, and really rallying to get back into the tournament. And now, man, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but man, I think we could get to the Final Four again this year and possibly get a second ring. If they play the way they did this past weekend, it's looking pretty good. Anyway, all right, let's go back into another article here. I don't know. Did I read this one yet? I don't think I did. Now, this is a Breitbart article, so it's going to have some language that is, what's the word? A little biased, because it is Breitbart. But I think this is interesting what happened here. So, the Washington Post has walked back smears of Covington boys after that $250 million lawsuit. So you know oh, well, let's just read the article. The far-left Washington Post published an editor's note Friday admitting its leading coverage of the Covington High School story does not line up with the facts. Nowhere, though, does the Post apologize or even say it regrets smearing a group of innocent Catholic boys. Here's a portion of the Post statement, undoubtedly published on Friday night. Yeah, this was part of the Friday news dump. So this was part of it. That's why I didn't see it this weekend, because I was at a basketball tournament watching basketball and partaking in several adult beverages, but that's a whole nother thing. So here's a portion of the statement, undoubtedly published Friday night for the same reason politicians release bad news on Friday nights, to limit the exposure and the damage. You know what? Instead of reading the article, let's read the statement instead, if it will let me. Okay, it's going to let me. And this is going to be, you only get so many stories with the Washington Post, but here we go. Editor's note related to Lincoln Memorial incident. This is, I know I'm going to get mad. Thank you, Sean, by the way. I thank you. Congrats, P-Dog, and your son as well. Well, yeah, congrats to my son. My son has been a great leader on this team, and he's known as a defensive stopper. He made the all defensive team for the conference, and his job is always to shut down the other team's best player. So that's always fun to watch him work really hard and do that. All right. A Washington Post article first posted online January 19th reported on a January 18th incident at the Lincoln Memorial. Subsequent reporting, a student statement, and additional video allow for a more complete assessment of what occurred, either contradicting or failing to confirm accounts provided in that story. That's some pretty damn careful wording. How about overwhelming video evidence that Chief Lying Fire Pants lied? Anyway, contradictory or failing to confirm accounts provided in that story, including that Native American activist Nathan Phillips was prevented by one student from moving on, that his group had been taunted by the students in the lead up to the encounter, and that the students were trying to instigate a conflict. Yes, all those things are completely and provably false. Jackasses. The high school student facing Phillips issued a statement contradicting his account. The bishop in Covington, Kentucky apologized for the statement condemning the students, and an investigation conducted for the Diocese of Covington and Covington Catholic High School found the students' account consistent with videos. Well, of course they were. We already know that. Subsequent post coverage, including video, reported these developments. And then this is the name of their title. Viral standoff between a tribal leader and a high schooler is more complicated than it first seemed. Kentucky bishop apologized to Covington students, says he expects their exoneration, and investigation finds no evidence of racist or offensive statements in mall incidents. A January 22 correction to the original story reads, earlier versions of this story incorrectly said that Native American activist Nathan Phillips fought in the Vietnam War. Phillips said he served in the U.S. Marines, but was never deployed to Vietnam. Now, clearly, the Washington Post let's see. Well, let's just put it this way. In the immortal words of George Harrison of the famous rock band The Beatles would say, the Washington Post is sweating balls. Yeah, so they're trying to cover their ass because they put out several articles at the time and an editorial just reaming this kid, Nick Sandmann. And they raked him over the coals pretty darn good. So now now they put this editor's note March 1st, about a week and a half after they get a lawsuit served to them, trying to highlight when they sort of pseudo walked some of this stuff back. I don't know. I think they're going to get, they're not going to do well in this one. I don't think. I think they're going to have to settle. Yeah, they didn't say. Notice they didn't say a word. They didn't mention Nick Sandmann's name. I think they're afraid to mention his name. Because you know what? As the Washington Post probably knows right now, Nick Sandmann is a minor, so their liability and burden of proof are much higher because of the fact that Nick Sandmann's a minor, and they didn't do any research to They didn't do any research. So anyway, what about Nick Sandmann? Oh, there's a news story on the Covington kids. Well, no, this is just the Washington Post finally made a correction. Hi, Check Your Logic. Good morning, by the way. I'm answering your questions here. So yeah, we'll hear about that more. I'm waiting for the other lawsuits to drop. I'm waiting. The most obvious lawsuit in this whole thing is going to be to Nathan Phillips. Nathan Phillips is the one who lied. He lied over and over and over again, story changing, and everything he said, about that incident is easily provable to be a lie with video evidence. And I keep saying that over and over, but that's just it. You can take what he says and match it up to the video, and you can see that what he says happened did not happen. And there was interesting. I was looking at a couple of articles from The Guardian, and they always show that picture of Sandmann there in that very precise second in time when his face looked like a smirk, and then the kid in the background looked like he's yelling. But then when you watch the video, the kid's just dancing around, and they just happened to catch him when he was dancing around, and when he stopped, he was like this. But he was really just dancing around and yelling and smiling. And, the smirk that heard around the world lasted for that split second that the photo was taken. And but then you watch the video, and every interview you look at from Nathan Phillips, he is lying his ass off. So I don't think it's going to look good for them. All right, next thing here. So we did the Washington Post, we did Google, we did that. Oh, here's an interesting story. This is another thing about now. My whole theme today is it's not fair, and I don't think it's fair that the Washington Post treated Nick Sammon the way he did. They did, and it wasn't fair how people were being compensated at Google, although it really wasn't the way they thought it was. Now, this, I don't know how this fits in my theme today, but this is kind of fascinating. And we might be hearing more about this later. Let's see. Because of Nathan Phillips and Jussie Smollett give their stories, I have a conference. I got beat up by a Girl Scout when I tried to steal her cookies. Oh, wow. Hey, Alyssa! Oh, my daughter's in the chat. Good morning, daughter. Everyone say hi to Alyssa. All right. This is an interesting story because I've been watching some. In fact, I got to find the video that I watched this morning about this. But this is pretty interesting. So this woman, Tony Harris, makes college football history by signing a letter of intent. I probably shouldn't have told people you're my daughter, but that's okay. Hi, honey. Nice to see you. Anyway, Tony Harris makes college football history by signing a letter of intent. Now, this is actually, it's kind of a cool story, but I have some minor concerns about it, but that's okay. Antoinette Tony Harris has made college football history this week by becoming the first female skill position player to sign a letter of intent. The 5'7", 164-pound safety announced Tuesday that her commitment to Central Methodist University, a Division I NAIA college in Fayette, Missouri, the university said Harris chose CMU over 5 other schools that had made offers. Multiple reports said Harris also received an offer from Bethany College, another NAIA school in Kansas. Prior to signing with CMU, she played 2 seasons at East Los Angeles College, one of the largest community colleges in the LA district. Harris has had to navigate a difficult path as a female trying to excel in a male-dominated sports. A lot of coaches didn't believe in me, Harris told ESPN in January. A coach told me, nobody's ever going to play you to be at the next level. In the end, you've got to push yourself. Growing up in Detroit, Harris began playing football at age 6. She later played wide receiver and cornerback for her high school. And college ball is a big milestone, but Harris wants to go a lot farther. She has dreams of becoming the first woman to play in the NFL, and she has already has her mind made up on the team, the Seattle Seahawks. All right, so here's the deal, and I know I've been talking a lot about female sports because I coach girls basketball, and I coach both boys and girls in basketball, and I've been involved in athletics for a long time. Johnny Hellcat, when did you get here? How you doing? Oh, you were here early. I already said hi. Never mind. Okay. Now there have been a few kickers. They say the first person of skill position, she's a receiver and she's played safety also. There have been some kickers female kickers that have played college football that came through from playing soccer, and actually there was a couple really good ones. None have really had the leg to make it in the NFL yet, but that's okay. Someday that's a possibility. Here's my problem with Tony Harris and what happened to that video. Oh, hang on. Okay, so that's Tony Harris right there. I gotta go. Doggone it. Sorry, people. My bad. I accidentally shut the window that I had a video of Tony Harris playing football. So let's go find that real quick. The issue with Tony Harris is when you look at her footage playing football, it kind of leaves something to be desired. First of all, so here's a highlight. We're gonna watch a highlight video of Tony Harris real quick here, and so here we go. My bad. Here we go. YouTube window. So let's really quick check out Tony Harris's highlight video. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can't. Oh, I don't have my headphones plugged in. All right, so there she is. She's in coverage, and she. Okay, so she, I think I don't know if she caught that interception or not, but she's back there in coverage, playing the position well. This is obviously seems to be a goal line stance, and she gets in and gets her hands on the ball, so pretty good. All right, let's keep going. This is at let's see, this is highlights from, I believe, the East LA College. All right, that's one highlight. Okay, so she's back here in coverage again, and looks like they're trying to score, and probably looks like they are. Let's see, they need to get to the 5-yard line to get a touchdown. So here we go. All right, she's back in coverage. She's in. Okay, so she got in there. Oh, she kind of got leveled there, but that's okay. But she's in on the play. Nice job. Okay, now. So we've got 2 years. 2 years of community college, or that might be in her high school. Those highlights. 2 highlights from her entire high school career. Let me just keep going here. Oh, the reason they know we have the same last name is because people know my real name, Allie. That's okay, though. All right, now, let's go on here. Now, this looks like practice because the quarterback here is wearing a red jersey, so this is practice. And so we're showing a highlight. We showed highlights from, looks like, okay, that's from the game. And then now we're going to highlights. They go straight into highlights from practice. There she is in safety back here. And she knocked, okay, so she did a great job in coverage, knocked the play down. Okay, so that's 3 highlights. And now we're in a practice in t-shirts. Okay, that's pretty good coverage, but this is in practice in t-shirts. Okay, now here she's gonna get a tackle. Okay, oh, because here's the thing, in high school, she didn't really play much in high school. They put her in on the kickoff team, and until her senior year, when she started one game. She started the game where she started the homecoming game, where she was elected homecoming queen, and she got to start in the game. And has a career total of 3 tackles in high school. Now, she has an inspirational story. I don't want to take anything away from her because I'm sure she's a great person. She actually was going to try to walk on at the college she was going to attend, and then she got cancer. And so she went through a long recovery process, completely recovered from cancer, and then she went and walked on at this community college in Los Angeles. And so, and again, they don't show any highlights from her. At least, well, let's go through this highlight reel again. So this is her on the on special teams on the kickoff team. She's number 31 down here in the corner. Okay, so this. All right, so she's credited with the tackle where the runner was already falling down. Watch again. It's about right here in the middle. Here comes the runner. Runner's already falling down, so she's credited with that tackle, but she's in the right place at the right time. If I'm looking for a high school football player, that's where I want the football player to be. I'm not disparaging her at all. She got this tackle. Now let's look at the next highlights. Here she is on the corner again in the kicking team. Okay, so she's now, again, she's credited with half a tackle there because she was in on the tackle. But watch again where the running back, the ball carrier is. The ball carrier is already going down because he's being tackled by somebody else. Remember, this is her highlight reel. Now, I don't know, maybe you're not, if you're familiar with sports, I've done highlight reels for, or I've seen highlight reels for football players, basketball players, volleyball players, all kinds of sports. Highlight reels you usually have some pretty, spectacular plays. Some of your best plays are on your highlight reel. Again, watch this tackle. She's right here. She's chasing. Her teammate is in the tackle, and so she's in on the tackle. So she's credited with half a tackle there. Barely catching up with the play. Let's continue. This is in practice. Okay, see, now again, the runner's already going down. This is in practice. You don't have highlight reels from your practices. So the purpose here is not to disparage this woman. And I think it's extremely cool that she has signed a national letter of intent to play football. But here's the problem. She's going to get hurt. It's a little frustrating. This is not a, it doesn't seem to me like this is a, this is publicity for the school, and I don't think they're doing what's in the best interest for this athlete. Now, she wants to play, but I got a feeling that this is a case where when you have an athlete who is not the same level of play and ability as, and I would say, I don't care if this is a man or woman, when you play so far above your level of athleticism, especially in a sport like football, it is a recipe for disaster. And I really hope that this woman does not get hurt. But football, I've seen. Now, let's put it this way. I've seen girls play in like 7-on-7 passing leagues that are tremendous athletes. When they're in their 12, 13, 14 years old. But there's a point, especially through puberty, where muscle mass, bone density, muscle strength, and just the physical difference between men and women takes over. And so I really worry about this athlete. I hope she's yeah. Oh, good morning, Shia Grath. Nice to see you. Diesel Dave, how you doing? I didn't see you pop in there either. And Tyler F, what's going on? Yeah, so I really worry about this woman. Okay, again, and all her highlights are from practice. And except for those 3 tackles in games, which were all assist tackles. They weren't solo tackles. She's not hitting anybody. Let's go back down this highlight reel. Now, I'm trying to figure out where she was in that play. I didn't even see her in that play. Oh, this is her. This is her, the safety. Okay. All right. So this is in practice. Okay, so somebody already got it down, so she jumps in on the tackle. All right. Where is she now? Right here. Let's see where she is here. Again, an assisted tackle, but no solo tackles. Usually when you have highlight reel of a football player, You see nothing but solo tackles in their highlight reel. Let's see, Sheograph. Usually in the run-up to the Olympics, the U.S. women hockey team plays a bunch of Minnesota boys. That's funny. Teams from like War Road, Roseau, TRF. Sheograph, are you from Minnesota? You know all these hockey towns. The only one you missed was, what's the one? Well, there's a bunch of them up there. Anyway, you know all the hockey towns. Usually they play, the women's national hockey team usually plays 15 U teams, though. Same with soccer. Like the women's national soccer team usually play 14U and 15U teams when they're practicing. And unfortunately, they usually get beat just because there's a difference in speed. But because I mean, I know the Australian hockey team played a 15U team and got beat 7-0, or not hockey, soccer team. Got beat 7-0. It's nothing against women. I love watching the national women's soccer team. They're awesome to watch. But there's a different speed and strength skill set. So anyway, Alyssa, let me ask you something since you're in the chat. Would you want to play football? Because you're a heck of an athlete. I mean, my daughter was a really, really good volleyball player, and also she could hit a softball like nobody's business. She was actually a good fielder too in softball. But Allie, would you ever play football? I already know the answer, and it's going to take a few seconds for throw that in the chat. Anyway, so anyway, that's I'm concerned for this woman. I mean, more power to her that she was able to get a scholarship. You know about Shattuck St. Mary's Geograph. Oh my gosh. So Shattuck St. Mary's is a private school just outside of Northfield, Minnesota, that puts together this hockey team that is probably, they get kids from all over the place, and they basically go play a national schedule against other schools. They are just phenomenal, and they're probably as good as some junior pro teams. But anyway, all right, so that's answering on Tony Harris. You know, I'm just concerned. I watched a little ESPN thing about her the other day, and so that's why I wanted to bring her up again. That came out on Friday. So let's go into, we've done enough of the headlines. I'm aggressive. I'm not aggressive enough to play football. Honestly, it seems to be the case with this woman with all the assisted tackles. She wants to participate, but not lead it. Well, no, and I'm the first time she really gets hit is my concern. I just players who are not up to the physical, and this is not just women. This is any player who's, let's put it this way. Mark Schlereth, who used to be a lineman for the Washington Redskins, played at the University of Idaho, and he was talking about how they had this walk-on player that came to play, and he walked onto the team. And one of his lineman coach came up to him and said, "Mark, we need this guy to quit." So Mark Schlereth, who ended up being in the NFL, basically just beat the hell out of the guy the entire practice. The guy got through practice, but at the end of the practice, the guy turned his pads in because it's just a completely different animal when you're playing. Remember, these are college level players. Now you would think, this is NAIA Division I, which you would think is, a lower level of football. And I have a son who plays Division III college basketball. And you would think, oh, it's just Division III. These are all guys who just try out and play at their college because it's fun. One of the most elite high school AAU programs in Minnesota called up my son's college coach one day and said, "Hey, can you find some players who might be interested in just helping us out and scrimmaging?" And they can't actually organize a game, but he said, "Yeah, well, sure, I'll call them," and they have to organize themselves because we can't do that; it's against the rules. But so they found one of the numbers, and my son said they found 7 guys to go play this. This is one of the top Adidas run AAU programs in the country. And my son said, "Yeah, we went and played them. And they have one of the top. This one kid is going to go to Kentucky, I think. I mean, they've got major players, and they're all these guys are going to get D1 scholarships. And my son said, you know what? We ran them off the court because they have no idea how much stronger, faster, and just more organized a college basketball team is. It doesn't matter what level they are. We're a bunch of 22-year-olds playing against 17 and 18 or 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Well, that's the same thing when you put someone who's not physically able to play a sport into a sport with people who are college athletes. It's not the same, And if this woman didn't start on her high school team except for one game and has three tackles to her entire high school career, probably not going to be real successful in any level of college football, whether it's NAIA, Division 1, 2, or 3, or whatever. So I just pray that she gets through college and it's an opportunity for her to get school paid for, and I just pray she doesn't get hurt. All right. So, well, now let's go on. We're going to move on to Twitter trends because that's what we do here at the Morning Night Live. So let's check out what's trending on Twitter. This is interesting. Oh, you know what? It's Fat Tuesday. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing there. Here, it's Fat Tuesday. Trending with Mardi Gras and that's whatever that's it. Paxi Day. Mardi Gras celebrations are in full swing in New Orleans. Man, I would love to be in New Orleans right now. My wife and I went to New Orleans last year for our 25th wedding anniversary, and we had so much fun. We kind of stayed away from Bourbon Street. We went to a place called Frenchman that was more like old New Orleans, where you had a bunch of basically a street full of bars and restaurants, and there was a different band in every in every bar, different genre of music in every place. So it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so it's Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras celebration full swing, the holidays. Oh, Paxi are flying off bakery shelves. Oh, is that like king cakes? I don't know. Paxi are flying off shelves, and the Skull and Bones gang are out dancing in the streets for Mardi Gras. Video via New Orleans News. And here's a little bit of that celebration. Check that out. So we get a little sights and sounds of New Orleans. All right, awesome. And let's see what else. Nothing like a sunrise of Mardi Gras morning with the original Northside Skull and Bones gang. So this is pretty cool. A little more of them. So there we go. Mardi Gras is starting, and there's no better place to celebrate Mardi Gras than New Orleans. All right, number 2 on the Twitter trends, Tuesday Thoughts as opposed to Tuesday Thoughts. Let's see if we can get a good Tuesday thought. Let's see, what do we got here? Tell me again. Brie Larson, Marvel. Okay, people are still complaining about Captain Marvel, and these are... I know Wolfie. That's Biggest Mikey's girlfriend. Tell me again, Brie Larson, Marvel, and Collider, and all you other sycophants, how we don't have any strong, badass female characters. Only idiots buy the BS you're selling. But please, 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 please keep pushing your objectives. Yeah, there have been a lot of great female characters. My favorite is Ripley. I loved Alien and Aliens. Aliens, the next Aliens after Aliens wasn't all that great, but I thought Ripley was an awesome character, one of my favorites. And I liked Princess Leia. Obviously, I was a Star Wars geek when I was back in the 70s when I watched the original 3. But yeah, lots of great female characters. Brie Larson, you emotionless, low range actress for playing Captain Marvel. I don't even care that they made this, even though Captain Marvel was actually a male character, and then they came up with Ms. Marvel. I don't even care about that. I just thought they could have got a better, more rangeful actor than Brie Larson. Anyway, that's not. I'm on Tuesday Thoughts. Why am I talking about Brie Larson? Uh-oh. You cannot find peace by avoiding life. Virginia Woolf. That's a good Tuesday Thought. I think that's a good one. Let's do one more. And getting knocked down is a given. Getting up and moving forward is a choice. Hey, that's pretty inspirational for the day. I'm going to leave that as your Tuesday Thought. Let's go to number 3. Oh, no! No! Well, this is sad. The wrestling world is paying tribute to the legendary King Kong Bundy, the number 3 Twitter trend, who passed away at age 61. King Kong Bundy came around just before the WWE became a huge thing. He was in I'm being from the Midwest, the heart of the Midwest I am from. We always watched All-Star Wrestling on Saturday mornings, and it was the AWA run by Vern Gagne, and King Kong Bundy was kind of showed up during that age. Now it's weird because he's 61 years old. So that means, well, yeah, he was from the 80s era. So he had obviously had matches with Hulk Hogan, Bam Bam Bigelow, Andre the Giant. If you're a wrestling fan, you definitely know who King Kong Bundy is. So it doesn't say how he passed away. I don't necessarily need to know that, but he was only 61 years old. Gosh, he's not that much older than me. But I remember when he was wrestling in the old days. So young dude. Or pretty young to be passed away. You know, a lot of if you follow wrestling at all, though, a lot of these professional wrestlers die young. Their bodies get so battered and beaten, and a lot of them have issues from doing steroids or other things, or painkillers and things like that. A lot of them have issues with concussions and things like that. So, man, it's too bad. The Gophers have had a world-class wrestling team. Understandable. It's hot up there. LOL. What? I'm not sure. Anyway. So yeah. Rest in peace, King Kong Bundy. Oh! Number 4 trending. It's Pancake Day. I did not know that. Maybe I'll have to go to Perkins or maybe Starks. Starks is a local restaurant that has really good pancakes. How to make double corn pancakes for Pancake Day. Okay. Oh, that's because it's Fat Tuesday. So Pancake Day kind of goes along with Mardi Gras and all that stuff. So it says how to make Shrove Tuesday, a.k.a. Pancake Day. It's upon us, and it's time for the annual squabble over what constitutes a proper pancake. There is the tradition. Now, I think Pancake Day has something to do with the Church of England, because I know that when I grew up in the Episcopal Church, and that's kind of the Church of England, and we always had pancakes on Fat Tuesday too. So that was kind of the wow, look at this, 45 seconds of look at this dude go. That dude ain't messing around. That's some wow. I bet I could do that. Right, Alyssa? You think I could do that? You know I can. All right. Cool. Pancake Day. All right. What else is trending on Twitter today? So people obviously, watch no one watches the Even News anymore, but watch around Twitter, watch around YouTube, and you're going to see today a lot of people talking about Mardi Gras. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Winter Soldier trending. I wonder why. Wait, trending with Captain America trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins. Let's find out why Winter Soldier is trending. Winter Soldier's trending in the U.S., but better than the Dark Knight. Okay, why is Winter Soldier trending? Charlemagne the God. What's the question? Okay, question. What 3 Marvel movies, if any, are on par with the Batman trilogy? Let's argue. Okay, Jamel Hill put this out today. Oh, so she's got Black Twitter going today. Notice, now this is interesting. Charlemagne the God says the Captain Americas, Winter Soldier and Civil War were fire. Okay, because there's no Wakanda yet, because Wakanda only has one movie, Black Panther. Okay, so that's the question. That's why Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier probably is the best Marvel Universe movie, if you ask me. I haven't even seen. And I've never seen the beginning of that movie either, and I still think it was a great movie. What else? Civil War better than Batman Begins. Okay, so Jamel Hill started this conversation, so a lot of people are talking about Winter Soldier. Let's see. The closest I can think of are the Captain Americas, but First Avenger was so disappointing, though Winter Soldier and Civil War made up for it. They are still not better than the Dark Knight trilogy. Iron Man started great, but it dwindled by the time we got to the... Yeah, Iron Man 3 is kind of hokey. Although I do like the twist of the... What's her name? Turning into a kind of a super thing at the end, but... So, yeah, apparently everyone's throwing in the Captain Americas. Now this says Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That should be pretty good. All right, that's why that's trending. All right, enough of that. Come on, let's go. What else? Tuesday motivation. Okay, so the Tuesdays only got number 2 and number 6 today. That's pretty good. But I'm not going to go any farther. Bane is trending because of the Batman trilogy. I'm not going to talk anymore about that. Jessica Mendoza. Who is that? Let's see. Jessica Mendoza will serve as an advisor to Mets' new general manager, Brody Van Wagenen. Okay. She's okay. Oh, okay. She says Jennifer Mendoza is going to be in the front office of the Mets, so people are talking about her today. If you don't know, she's a... she was on the U.S. national softball team, or our Olympic softball team. She's a gold and silver medalist with the U.S. national team, and so she's going to be hired, or she's been hired by the Mets. Okay, good for her. Awesome. Cool. Ty Cobb is trending. Former Trump lawyer Ty Cobb calls Robert Mueller an American hero. Oh, feel the love. I was thinking Ty Cobb, the baseball player. We were just talking about baseball and softball. I thought they were talking about that. So, let's see. I don't feel the investigation is a witch hunt. Former Trump lawyer Ty Cobb comments on the Russia probe. You know, y'all are going to be disappointed. Y'all, it's just whatever. You know, I really like this Twitter segment because it means I don't have to spoil my search history with pop culture inquiries. There you go. That's what I do. That's why, Alyssa, I'm there for you. I'm there for you. You know, whenever it's a conversation about pop culture or politics or music, you know, dear, I am always there for you. By the way, right down here, hit the share button. Share it with your friends. Go ahead. You can do it. I know you want to. I know everybody else does. All right. Yeah, no, it's not the baseball Ty Cobb. It's the Ty Cobb who apparently was a Trump lawyer. Let's see. Ty Cobb on investigation into White House. It's never going to be over. This will go through 2020. It'll go through 20, and if the president's reelected, it'll go beyond that because, you know, you can't ever beat her because you're not supposed to beat her. It was her turn. And by gosh, they're just going to investigate, and try to do anything they can. So, you know, and you know me, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but it's getting ridiculous. They know the Mueller investigation is coming to an end. They're not finding the collusion they want. They don't have the evidence. Apparently, Adam Schiff said, you know, oh, we already have the evidence to impeach him, but well, if you had it, you would have shown it, dude. Come on. I don't care. Whatever. Anyway, so Ty Cobb, that's that Ty Cobb, not the Ty Cobb that most people know about, who Pete Rose broke his all-time hitting record. Let's see. Beyond Ty Cobb, Ari Aster? Who was Ari Aster? Do I care? Celebration like none other is coming this night. Watch the first trailer for Hereditary director Ari Aster's Midsommar. Oh, Ari Aster is a director. Oh, okay. He okay, a director of movies. Some movie called Midsummer's coming out. Here, maybe this will tell you. No, this isn't it. That's a now this ad. Don't want that. First trailer for Midsummer. Anybody feeling this? Anybody? What? Midsummer looks like a vibrant, terrifying descent into madness. See the first trailer. Okay, here we go. Let's find the trailer right here. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the trailer. That's not the trailer. Okay, here we go. Midsummer. This is a movie called Midsummer, and this is the trailer. All right, let's watch the trailer, everybody. Here, we'll make it bigger. Nope, too big.
Christian says that you've got some special thing planned.
Yeah, it's like a crazy 9-day festival. It only happens every 90 years.
I know what I can do. All right, here we go.
Hi.
Now this is trending on Twitter. Now this surprises me. Looking kind of creepy though, isn't it?
Theodore. You can't speak. You can't move.
Everyone's ginger.
But this opens you up to the influence.
Oh, they're getting high.
And it breaks down your defenses. Trust me. All right? You're gonna love it.
Okay, that's kind of creepy. Looks actually, you know what? All right, well, that's okay. That's why what's that dude's name? Ari Aster. That's why Ari Aster is trending, because he's putting out some creepy ass movie. Oh my goodness. All right, so that's Ari Aster. Where the hell is that? Okay, Sunday Night Baseball. Oh, what? Baseball starting again? No. Uncle Ruckus. Why is Uncle Ruckus trending? Breakfast Club gonna get so much shit for this Uncle Ruckus interview. Uh-oh. Who did they interview that people are pissed about? Oh, they actually got the actor who plays Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Let's listen to this.
Get me wrong. I enjoy seeing any black man get beat down by another black man. But he brought that on to himself. If you look around you right now, you'll just see smiling colored folks living the dream, living the life that they've always wanted to live. And because of one man, a man whose heart is as big as his hands. So what do you think about Mr. Cory Booker?
Okay, so anyway, it's kind of a joke. If you're not familiar with Uncle Ruckus on the show Boondocks, he's the guy that I don't even know if I want to explain it. I don't. Forget it. Here we go. Anyway, it's trending on Twitter, though. Jeff Merkley, don't know. I know he's a politician. Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley announces that he will not be running for president. Oh, man. I am so disappointed. I was hoping. I was on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my seat that Jeff Merkley, Oregon Senator, would run for president. He's not. I'm disappointed. So disappointed. I could care less. I'm surprised anyone even knows who he is for him to be trending. But he teased a presidential run. Now he's decided against it. Jeff Merkley won't run for president. Said he won't enter the race for the White House, but will seek a third term in the Senate. Thank God. I don't care. Oh, maybe that's why he's trending 15 and not 2. McCarthyism. Okay. John Schneider. Uh-oh, what did Papa John's do? Papa John, oh, you know what? Papa John's founder, John Schnatter, to leave board. Papa John's is stepping away from the Papa John's International, Inc. John Schnatter, the controversial founder of the world's third largest pizza delivery chain, agreed to leave the company board in exchange for having a say in naming his replacement. It won't let me read the full story because it's one of those Wall Street Journal articles. Let me see if I can find a different article, because I want to know why he's stepping away. Oh, that's the Wall Street Journal. Let's look him up here real quick. And that's probably going to be close to the end of the show today because it's almost time. Oh no, not quite. Oh my. All right, Papa John's. Let's see. Let's look up Papa John's today. Papa John's. I guess you don't need to see me doing my search. I use DuckDuckGo, by the way. I stopped using Google. Okay, John Schnatter. John Schnatter doesn't say anything yet. Nope, let's go John Schnatter then. Fine. John. Let's find an article that I can actually read. Find out what his deal is. Because he's only controversial because he tried to pull some ads from football after all the Colin Kaepernick stuff went on. Here, let's do the CNBC article. Okay, here we go. Papa John's founder, John Schnatter, to resign from board after independent director is named. Papa John has reached a settlement agreement with its founder, John Schnatter, signaling an end to the acrimonious battle between the pizza chain and its former chairman, the company said in a regulatory filing. The company said it would cooperate with Schnatter to identify a mutually acceptable independent director who would not be affiliated to hedge fund Starboard Value or Schnatter. Early last month, Papa John's snubbed Schnatter and accepted an investment of up to $250 million from Starboard in return for a nearly 10% stake, while naming the hedge fund's chief executive officer, Jeffrey Smith, as its chairman. I'm happy that we were able to enter into agreement and allow the new leadership to be implemented by Jeff Smith and Starboard to help Papa John regain its strength and market position, Schnatter said in a statement to CNBC. Schnatter, who owns about 30% of the company's share, would resign from the board if the independent director is appointed before the 2019 annual stockholder meeting. Now, does it say any? I wish it had a little bit more in here about why he's controversial. Let's see here. No. Okay. Meanwhile, Schnatter has agreed to dismiss 2 lawsuits, one against the company in the Delaware Chancery Court without prejudice, and one in Jefferson County, Kentucky, related to a sublease agreement with prejudice, the company said. Schnatter filed several lawsuits against the company in a bid to regain control. He stepped down as chairman last summer following reports that he had used a racial slur on a media training conference call, which was later found to be BS. So, I don't know. Yeah. You're reading ahead. He stepped down as the company's chief executive in December of 2017 after drawing criticism for comments he made against National Football League leadership. Yeah, he got embroiled in that controversy about Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling players, and he wanted to pull some ads because he didn't feel it was good for the brand, and then he got a bunch of crap for that, and people just jumped in his SHIT. And I spelled that out for Johnny Hellcat because, Johnny, I try not to swear too much on here, and especially with my daughter in the chat. I'm not going to swear. All right. Well, people, that is, let's see, any other reason to check the Twitter trends? Arata Izozaki. I can't pronounce the name. Arata Isozaki wins the 2000. Okay, let's find out what this is. Let's find out what this. I want to know who this is now. I just want to know. So we're gonna look at this last Twitter trend, which is this person Arata Isozaki wins 2019 Pritzker Architecture Prize. Oh, look at that! What is that thing? That's weird. Okay, so the 87-year-old, known for his visionary ideas, include an inflatable concert hall, wins an architecture Nobel Prize equivalent. Okay, so that is an inflatable concert hall. That is weird, but it's kind of cool too. Yeah, what? The NFL has leadership? Yeah, that's funny. Okay. He designed an inflatable concert hall, an underground sports arena, and envisaged entire cities floating above the Earth's surface. Now, at 87 years of age, Arata Isozaki has been crowned the winner of the 2019 Pritzker Architecture Prize, an honor regarded as a Nobel Prize of Architecture. So, this is where's his name? Arata Isozaki. He's 87 years old. Cool stuff, though. Oh, look at this. So this is, what is this? Submerge. Palau Sant Jordi in Barcelona, Spain. That's the underground sports arena. It's mostly underground. That's pretty cool. Tsukuba Center in Japan. That's, all right. So he's made some cool stuff. All right. So that's it for Twitter Trends today. I know y'all are just excited as all get out. And let's go back to the programming note for those of you who weren't here earlier. We are going to be doing the Morning Night Live on Friday as, well, not quite as normal, but as you know, we are going to be on the road just like we were this last Friday on my way to another basketball game for my son. So we're going to do another long live stream. So here's what I ask of you, for those of you who could join us. Think of some questions you might want to ask, because the last one we did, we had by the way, Lady Boomer had so much fun, and she really enjoyed it. And for those of you I didn't already tell, we couldn't do it on the way back because let's just say we were a little more tired than normal, and Lady Boomer had to sleep the whole way home. So, but we'll be there for you on Friday. It's just a regular programming note. I'm not sure what time. Whatever time we hit the road is when we'll start the stream. It'll be going most of the day until we get to our destination, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. But that's going to be it for today. I'm not going to throw out any headlines because I'm going to try to get to where my other destination on time. But thank you, as always, for watching the Morning Night Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 3 p.m. GMT, for those of you who are in other parts of the world who are trying to figure out when we're on. And we have lots of fun here. Now, remember, right below here, you can share the stream using the share button, or you can, I tweet it out every day. You can follow me on Twitter, way over here, at PDogKnight. Also, if you are so inclined to make donations, we do that through Streamlabs, which is down in the description down there too. And yeah, that's about it. So, tell you what, I actually got a few minutes still though. Tell you what, let's see what's going on in the chat. I haven't been super interactive today. Let's see. So we talked about the leadership in there. Looks like what? Oh. Oh, that Max Del Rio, that the inflatable concert hall looks like a giant diaphragm. Yeah, okay, that's cool. All right. Hey, my daughter's in the chat. Don't be talking about diaphragms. Come on. What the hell? She's 24. She knows what that is. Anyway, what else here? And my daughter, my daughter's one of those emoji people. Yes, she is. Cool road trip. Yeah, we're excited. This is the Sweet 16. Let's put it this way. In 2016, my son's freshman year, we also went through this. They got into the NCAA tournament, and the first round was at St. Thomas, but then the second round was in Moline, Illinois, and there we beat the #1 team in the country and went on to beat the #4 team in the country and the #2 team in the country for a national championship that year. Well, this year, in the first round, we beat the #1 team in the country. There's a good chance we will meet the #3 team in the country in Oshkosh, because Wisconsin Oshkosh is the #3 team, but we have a game to win before that. But if we win both games next weekend, we're on to the Final Four. So it'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Oh, Alyssa, you're older than I expected. Yes, Alyssa's our oldest daughter. I, believe it or not, I am not in my 40s. I am actually 54. I'm just younger than that. Black don't crack. You know what I mean? Black don't crack. Anyway, let's chat. What do you want to talk about while we have like about 5 minutes left? Throw something up. Don't throw something up. That's gross. What am I saying? Let's see here. Oh, gosh, you got a cool road trip. What else we got? I'm convinced he's going to look like that until he's 80. Yeah, you know what? I'm a good looking guy. Anyway, tell you what, folks. I gotta close it down. But again, thank you so much for being here. Share this out, and if you ever inclined, feel free to make donations, since we have some unexpected expenses coming up. But that's okay. You know, I'm not the best at shilling, so we're not worried about that. Hey, again, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 3 p.m. Those are the things, and that's pretty much it, folks. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye.